Counting On Jackson Duggar debuts on Instagram. When Counting On was cancelled, Jackson Duggar was 16 going on 17. Born in 2004, he was the 14th child of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. Recently, he made his debut on Instagram, and TLC fans reacted to the news on social media. Jackson Duggar went to IBLP training. There was never much news about Josh Duggar's younger brother, but in 2022, some stuff emerged because he was allegedly sent to the Alert Academy, a military-style IBLP facility where young men are supposed to be redirected back to a godly life. According to the Duggar family blog, Jackson Duggar is a nice guy and a hard-working son of Jim Bob Duggar. The Counting On family admin describes him as talkative and outgoing. He makes friends easily and can strike up a conversation with just about anybody. Jackson has also mastered the art of telling a good joke. He's a hard worker, and since getting his driver's license, he and Tyler have become the new mowing crew. Jackson Duggar hops onto social media. The older siblings, Josh, Jana, John David, Jedediah, Jessa, Jeremiah, Joy Anna, Jill, and Ginger have been on social media. The longest newer entrants are Justin, Jason, and Josiah. And now that he's 20, their younger brother Jackson appeared on Instagram this month. On Reddit, Counting On fan U/Slaint Vincent seemed happy to confirm that it really is the account of Jackson Duggar. In the caption, the OP wrote Jackson joined Instagram earlier this month. The account is followed by a couple Bowers boys, Tyler, Hannah, and James. He also follows Jed and Katie's Priv page, so I feel confident it's really him. TLC fans discussed the entry to social media. In the discussion that followed, TLC fans made a few points, and some of them thought that he was either courting or on the hunt for a wife. Here are a few other reactions. So he's courting, alright? Looking to find a wife. I think he's advertising his eligibility. He better hurry before the Duggar male curse catches up to him and he ages to 45 overnight. I don't know why this photo is so funny to me. The big white hat, the skinny jeans, the dirty boots, the pensive look. The look of someone squirted into the world on reality TV and has prayed to Jesus for a godly woman. What are your thoughts on Jackson Duggar finally making it to social media? Are you curious to find out more about him? After all, he's not all that well known to fans who watched the Counting On show on. Joy Anna Duggar shows off her legs in shorts during a boot camp workout in family vlog. She's working on her fitness. Joy Anna Forsyth N.E. Duggar shared her daily morning routine with fans, and it included donning shorts for an intense boot camp workout. Joy Anna, 27, posted a short video via Instagram on Friday, November 22, that featured her routine with her 3 small children, Gideon, Evelyn, and Gunnar. Along with waking the kids up and getting them ready for the day, Joy Anna also took part in a boot camp-style workout at a local gym. The mom of 3 pulled on some black shorts, a dark purple t-shirt, socks, and shoes before heading out. It looked like all 3 of the little ones accompanied her to the gym, although it was unclear where they stayed during Joy Anna's workout. The Counting On alum was busy as she completed pull-ups, squats with kettlebells, and some arm exercises with dumbbells. That was a good workout, Joy Anna told the camera after she returned from the gym. I got some personal records. With her workout out of the way, the former reality star picked up around her house. Joy Anna worked on homeschooling curriculum with the kids. She and Gunnar went through the ABS, and Evelyn was seen pointing out capital letters while Gideon worked on recognizing different types of coins. After completing their lessons, Joy Anna made lunch for the family before getting Gunnar settled for his afternoon nap. Joy Anna wearing shorts was a far cry from her days being raised as a member of the Institute in Basic Life Principles religion. Her parents, Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar, and the rest of the Duggar family followed the teachings set forth by the organization, which included how they should dress. The IBLP's Family Conferences website states that members show the highest honor to the Lord and to each other is by dressing modestly and reverently. The overall guideline for conference attire is conservative and modest in style. Men are encouraged to wear a shirt and tie. Women are encouraged to wear modest blouses and skirts or dresses to all sessions, the site reads. For the young adults, we ask that the young men wear dress slacks and collared shirts with ties, Suit jackets are optional. The young ladies should wear dress skirts or dresses that come below the knee while sitting and standing and that do not have slits. Blouses should be modest and not sleeveless, close-fitting or see-through. Joy Anna has been open about her decision to choose her own style in recent years, including form-fitting pants. We felt like there wasn't anything in the scripture that's black and white on dress. The former 19 Kids and Counting star explained in a March 2023 YouTube video. I think biblically, we just kind of looked through scripture for a long time and feel like this is okay for our family. Joy Anna said that she and her husband, Austin Forsyth, began having conversations about what was acceptable to wear within their first year of marriage. I had always worn skirts my whole life, and so for me, I don't know, I just wasn't in a rush. Joy Anna continued. I feel like you can be modest and wear pants, and that's kind of where we came to. I do try to be modest in my pants, like in wearing pants and not things too tight or too short. Jenna Duggar moving to Nebraska with husband Stephen Wisman after wedding to start their next chapter. Jenna exclusively tells people that she and Wisman have been fixing up a house, and they are excited for their new chapters. Janet Duggar is ready to start her next chapter in Nebraska. The former Counting On star, 34, and her new husband, Stephen Wisman, 31, who tied the knot in a classic, elegant ceremony on Thursday, August 15. In Prairie Grove, Arkansas, are planning to relocate to Wisman's hometown, where they will settle into life as husband and wife. He has a little house we bought that we've been fixing up and getting pulled together, and so that's been fun, Jana tells people. Jana, the eldest child of Jim Bob Duggar and Michelle Duggar and Wisman, one of 13 kids, have known one another for years. Their union isn't the first between the two families. Jana's brother, Jeremiah, is married to Stephen's sister, Hannah. Related, Jana Duggar marries Stephen Wisman in elegant Arkansas wedding. I prayed for this for years. A few years ago, Jana and Wisman dated briefly before going their separate ways. Despite breaking things off, the pair remained in touch and talked to each other on and off over the years. It wasn't until earlier this year when they reconnected again and fell in love. It was like, what are we doing? We still enjoy each other. We still really appreciate each other, she recalls. Wisman popped the question on June 15. I haven't always understood what the bigger picture is, but I know that God knows what is best for all of us. And so for me, it's getting married later, she says. It definitely looks different. I think that's been the biggest thing, the comparison of the younger ones, going through a relationship, she continues. I mean, I've watched all them walk through that, and then now me walking through this, and it is different, but we are older. We are in a different stage of life. We're a little bit more established, so we're a little bit more stubborn, but it's good. We're learning. We're growing. And it's been different, but it has been so sweet. Now newlyweds, the pair are cherishing every moment together as husband and wife and putting their long-distance dating days behind them. Just doing life together with Stephen and being together, says Jana. It's been a challenge being long distance, so I think just being together, being able to just have someone that you do everyday life. It's a sweet time that I've hoped for and wanted for a while. Ginger Duggar felt like doctor gave her hard drugs after she had daughter Felicity. Ginger Duggar doesn't like taking medication unless she absolutely has to. After she gave birth to her first child, daughter Felicity, in 2018, Duggar, 30, made an exception and took what she thought was something like ibuprofen so she could endure the 2.5-hour ride home from the hospital. It was not ibuprofen. Duggar doesn't know what it was, but she described it as feeling like hard drugs when she recounted the story on the Ginger and Jeremy podcast. I wasn't thinking it was going to be anything more than ibuprofen. They gave me some serious, I was gonna say hard drugs, she said on the episode released Wednesday, November 20. Doctors gave her the medicine about 10 minutes before the couple left the hospital in San Antonio, headed back toward their home in Laredo, Texas. They gave me something and I don't remember what it was, but it made me so nauseous, she said. I felt like I was going to vomit. The second I got in the car. With the Counting On crew by her side for the trip home, Duggar needed to ask them to turn off the GoPro cameras they were using to document the ride. Duggar Duggar and Jeremy Vuolo's relationship timeline, from courtship to married with children. I sat in the car with the AC blasting and I was just so sick and I felt shaky, she said. I felt horrible. And to this day, I don't know what that medicine was they gave me, but I will never let them do that again. Duggar's sickness lasted the entire ride back to Laredo, putting me arrival home with the new baby into jeopardy for the crew. They had to give me a little bit of time, and then they took another lap around the block once I was feeling a little bit better, she remembered. They turned the GoPros on to make it look like I was pulling up into the house even though I'd been there for a bit. Duggar Duggar claims 19 kids and counting was sometimes cut in a way her family didn't like. For her husband, Jeremy Vuolo, the trip was just as harrowing, albeit for a different reason. With Duggar out of commission, he was left to deal with the stress of driving a newborn baby home for the first time. I was tense too. I was like 2 hands on the wheel. You've got his fragile little baby, who even in the car seat looks like a peanut, he said. And so I was just looking at all these reckless drivers. I'd never been more conscious in my life. I was more conscious of the rules and regulations of driving than when I was taking my driver's test. Thankfully for both, Duggar said she learned her lesson. When she had daughter Evangeline in 2020, she said that after the epidural, she told the doctors only to give her ibuprofen. Jason Duggar included one activity at his wedding that no one else in his family had at theirs. Over the years, Duggar fans have witnessed some of the 19 children shared by Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar gradually rebelling against their ultra-conservative Christian upbringing and breaking the strict rules they've been raised to follow all their lives. Duggar Duggar defied the long skirt-only protocol following her 2016 wedding and started rocking pants, inspiring her sisters to follow her lead. And when Josiah Duggar took his then-fiancée Lauren Swanson on an amusement park date in 2018, he opted not to have a chaperone tag along despite this being a requirement for courtships. Likewise, Jill Duggar even admitted to people in 2020 that she drinks alcohol. Taking a cue from his older brothers and sisters, Jason Duggar broke tradition in a major way during his Tennessee wedding to fiancée Maddie Grace, which had tons of strange things about it regardless. Aside from booze and unchaperoned dates, dancing and pop music are frowned upon in the Duggar household, where premarital sex is naturally also a big no-no. Despite all this, Jason and Maddie not only had a first dance at their wedding reception, but they also had a DJ playing popular songs and a dance floor. Duggar and her husband, Jeremy Vuolo, made their revelation on the Duggar and Jeremy podcast shortly after the nuptials took place, in October 2024. Jeremy noted that Jana Duggar and Stephen Wisman's already unusual marriage marked the first time a couple in the family had a first dance at their wedding, but clarified that opening the floor up for guests to take part too had never happened before at a Duggar wedding. The Duggar family and their guests weren't quite ready for Jason and Maddie's big surprise. There have been 13 Duggar weddings in the years since the family first found fame on TLC, and Jason Duggar is hardly the first sibling to stray from tradition when it comes to his nuptials. Big sister Jessa Duggar opted for a light pink gown and ice cream sundaes instead of the traditional white dress and big wedding cake when she tied the knot with Ben Sewell in 2014. But while switching from cake to ice cream was just a matter of changing desserts, dancing was a bit too much to handle for many of Jason and Maddie Grace's super religious guests. Duggar Duggar and Jeremy Vuolo acknowledged on their podcast that the dance floor was mostly empty when the DJ spun hits like Sweet Caroline and only filled up properly when certain songs like Cha Cha Slide and Y.M.C.A., whose lyrics include instructions for their accompanying dance steps, were played. This was because, with the exception of a few Duggar siblings and bridesmaids, no one knows how to dance, as Duggar confirmed. She elaborated, it's not part of the culture at all, and so it just was interesting. That was an experience. It's worth noting that, despite the demonstrable awkwardness, dancing appears to have played a key role in Jason and Maddie's relationship from the very beginning. When the couple announced their courtship in May 2024, they posted a photo of Jason sweetly holding Maddie's hand and twirling her around on a beach.